How's it going, everybody? Adam here from Coding Basics, and welcome to tutorial number 10, the last tutorial in this series. In the last tutorial, we went over the screen tap gesture, and the last gesture that we have to go over that we added to our controller is the key tap. Now, just like how I showed you the screen tap gesture last time, this is what the key tap gesture looks like. So you're just flicking your finger down and back up, kind of like you're pressing a key on your keyboard. Alright. I'm going to change it to Java here, because I don't mention this in every tutorial. I try to mention them in as many as I can remember. But what I teach you, it's not limited to what you can do with these gestures. Look at the API for Leap Motion. It'll show you a bunch of other gestures you can use, and click on one. So I'll click on position. It'll give you an explanation, how to get it, the return type, and how long it's been in the Leap Motion library. But now for this tutorial, we're going to add a new case to our case switch statement. And this one is type in capitals, underscore key in all capitals, underscore tap, all capitals, and finish it off with a colon. Now before I forget, because I always forget, put a break at the end of our case. And before we get into programming this, let's put a default value just in case. And for this one, we're just going to print out system.out.println, and we're going to put in there unknown gesture, bunch of exclamation points, and we'll break this one too. Why am I putting this in? It is a default case. Leap Motion recommends it. As far as I know, the only gestures it detects are the ones that you enable for the controller. But Leap Motion suggests you put in a default case in case the gesture is unknown. I don't see how it could be unknown, because if you don't add it to the controller, I don't see how it could pick it up. But anyway, I'm going to go with what Leap Motion says. And now to program our key tap case, like all the other gestures, we're going to typecast this gesture object that we created to a more specific key tap gesture. So key tap gesture, and we are going to call this one key tap, and we're going to set it equal to a new key tap gesture, and as a parameter we're going to pass in our gesture object. Now just deciding what to start with. Like the last couple gestures, we're just going to print out all the information that I feel like showing you in this one. So system.out.println. First one, as usual, is going to be the ID. So as long as your hand's over the motion sensor, every successive key tap should have, or every part of the same key tap should have the same ID. Once you start a new key tap, you'll get a new ID, or once you take your hand off the controller, bring it back, you'll get a new ID. So for this, we're going to call this ID, and we're going to get that from calling the key tap.id method. Next, we are going to display the state of it. So whether it's the start of a new gesture, it's updating a gesture that's in progress, or the gesture is stopping. And for this, we're just going to print out key, or we're going to call the key tap, and then the dot state method. Next is the position, so the position the key tap is occurring at. So position, and for this we're going to get it from the key tap object by calling the position method. And then finally the direction vector, which is which direction your finger that you're tapping down with is heading towards. So you'll get a 3D vector, coordinates in millimeters, which direction you're heading. So direction, and then key tap dot direction. Alright. Well, savor the moment. This is going to be the last time we run this. Alright, I'm about to start tapping down. Okay, well, it picked up on my tap, but now it's not picking up anymore. Okay, there we go. Now it's picking up on some. Oh, well, for some reason we got a bunch of circle objects in there. I can promise you I was not drawing a circle. A bug. Alright, well, it's getting some more. Alright, well, that's all I'm going to do for that. So it doesn't pick up on every screen tap. Usually gets a bunch in a row, but then it will lose it. One thing I ran into when I was making a program with the direction vector, you'll get this -1 dot hashtag IND occasionally. I am not going to lie to you, I have no idea what it means, and I searched it and couldn't figure out what it meant. If you know, please leave a comment. I'd love to know what it means. I just have no idea. Looking at the data here, for each screen tap, or each key tap, sorry, got a different ID. All of them were in the stopping state, so it only picked up, it seems like it only was picking up one key tap per second. So you didn't have the update or the starting states. The position where the tap was occurring and the direction the finger was heading in. Alright. And that is everything. So you should know a lot of basic stuff. Go do more research on stuff you can do with the LeapMotion Java library. You can make some really cool programs with this. You can make some cool apps with this. So I taught you frame ID, frame data, hand data, finger data, bone data. And then we just finished going through all the gestures. So that's it for everything. Thank you guys for watching the series. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment on the video, like the video, and subscribe if you know how to speak Spanish. Get a hold of me if you're interested in making tutorials. I'm trying to start a Coding Basics Spanish channel. So if you're interested in doing that, making a little bit of money, please let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in another tutorial video.